Yeah.
Wait, my head.
That was a
Oh, you quit, did you?
that was a very bad mistake by Rachel, actually. Like, he just drained himself on wood and then immediately stopped making nets because he doesn't have wood. Like, he lost the pressure. Dude. Yeah, it's unwinnable now because he lost the pressure and your opponent have the natives already.
Yeah. Sorry for spoiling. I'm apparently a little bit ahead of what I'm seeing on the stream.
What's up, boys and girls? How you all doing? We're here in the first game of the series between Voltigeur and Rachnar, and this is gonna be Sweden versus Aztec and Deccan. So the civilization bands were Mexico and Russia, and the map bands were Balkan and Savannah. And we are here with Fediwap and Bag. Now you can give your comments. Thank you.
I was just saying, obviously, because this is the
privilege of speaking, chair.
I'd say, like, obviously, the last game we had to restart. If people watching the video don't know, we had to restart because the trade post was out of range for Volti. But if you look at it now, it's like so far in range. Look how far it is inside the base. Like, how does that happen?
That's a good question, to which I can only answer, the AOE 3 devs are special.
Well, this is Vividly, I think. I guess he's a dev, yeah.
Yeah. Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
So, who won the cow micro? Volti actually got 0 cows. What the hell?
That's rough.
So, the re benefited.
I mean, Rachel got one more cow, so
got one more.
Yeah. But I guess it's fine. Because, like, he still gets the TP now. Like, that one cow, you won't really notice it.
I'm really surprised Volti doesn't build a market on Deccan.
Actually, yeah. Well, because, ideally, you can go market and TP at the same time.
Yeah, like, just get the wood chopping card, TP early. As long as there's no downtime on the torps.
There is no reason not to. Like, why would you... Wait, what? Stone Mason?
Oh, yeah. Have you seen this deck? It's kind of cool. I like it.
I like the
it's not cool at all. Like, why?
Booga Booga. What's that?
Elephant.
Oh, elephant.
At least that's what I'm assuming. That's a short.
No, like, seriously, what is the logic behind the Stone Mason on Deccan?
Stone Mason part, I'm not sure.
Doesn't have any other cards.
He have other cards.
Makes sense to me as a way.
No, these two are fine because on Deccan you will get the upgrade here, 40% gather rate on the bush, and there's another one here, 10% gather rate on the bush. So that makes sense. But Stone Mason, like, why? There are better cards. You can get Infinite Goon, you can get extensive fortification.
Extensive would be. It depends what type of game. Maybe he knows that Ragnar likes to split it and he wants to build quickly. I don't know.
I mean,
I still feel like extensive fortifications.
That's way better.
In a split
yeah, it's better for
you
map
can use
control.
it to reinforce your base and add some extra damage.
Yeah, and even for that, like, if he's planning to use it for map control and have it before 40, so you might as well send it now so you can build the torps faster, because the torps gonna take 19 seconds to build.
Yeah, it actually would make his first card here.
Yeah, he could have sent it. Like, I don't get it. Like, what's his idea and logic behind?
Oh yeah, you can send it now, can't you?
Yeah, that's why I don't get it. Bag's volume is too low. Exactly, that's what I'm talking about?
65% build rate. That's
Here,
actually
let me
huge.
adjust it on my end.
Okay, I
See if
increased
everything-
yours by a bit. Don't increase too much, else my ears
Okay.
will blow up.
I only went 1 decibel up, so hopefully
Yeah.
that's a little bit better.
It's good to my ear, but I hope the chat will be fine as well. Okay, so yeah, I don't know about that, but other than that, also like having chase shot in this map versus Aztec, bruh. Like he got
It's
the
not that
whole.
bad.
It is bad. Like, why would you take case shot against elephants and tiger claws?
I mean, yeah, you got Carolines to counter those units, but still, if it's not, if you can
It,
get in range of the slingers, which is like Sweden's
slingers is 20
worst enemy.
range. Yeah, slingers is 20 range, but you're not gonna go in 20 range case shot against Aztec.
What about Jags though?
If you get into that
You're not
range
gonna
against
get
Aztec,
jagged.
you're gonna lose your cannons to Arrow Knights anyway.
Yeah, exactly. You will lose to Ironite, and having case shot makes your
Yeah,
horse art so stupid that they're just gonna constantly walk forward and die. Okay.
yeah. I
This
don't know. We'll
deck,
see. We'll see. Let's just see how many times Case Shot is actually
yeah, we'll
activated.
see. And how many times it will force him to lose a horse art. Okay. I'm not a big fan of this deck, to be honest. Alright, next. Rachel's. Seemed like Rachel was not listening to the chat. So he's still going... Oh god, he's house. I guess he's... Oh, he's just gathering for the age up 20 vil, and then after that, I guess he's gonna use few vils into the plaza to max the warrior price. Yeah, that works as well.
Looks like he's also gathering enough here for the lumber ceremony on the market, which is your first woodcutting upgrade.
Yeah.
So gonna increase his gather
Yeah,
rate here.
you need that, and also you need to get 500 for the villagers to send. That's the first shipment. But yeah.
But usually you'll gather the wood first and then re-macro to coin after you gather the wood for the TCs.
Usually I do the opposite actually.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose
like
either way works.
8 villagers is quite a lot. 8 villagers have better value than the PC. Okay, he's going for the age up. Oh wait, he's still not macroing the vills or even the warrior priest into the plaza. But other than that, his deck is actually standard. Nothing too fancy about his deck. He could have dropped one card and have infinite native, but it's okay. I guess you want to have double wood chopping card in this map because these natives are quite expensive in terms of wood.
Doesn't Aztec have a siege card?
Yeah, on H4, but he doesn't have it. You don't have the space,
wouldn't it?
To be honest, I don't think it's that worthwhile, that card anymore, because ever since they gave you captured mortars through the native embassy, you're not really using Arrow Knights as anything more than a cult style unit. You're generally going to be using the captured mortars for actually hitting buildings and sieging, and they don't benefit from that card at all. It only benefits knights.
I understand that mortars are just better, but I was thinking, what's Ragnar's win condition, and what's Sweden's weakness, and Sweden has a really bad start army. Obviously, it has 31 mountain troopers. I'm sure it's going to have 31 mountain troopers, which helps. But can you jag box Sweden?
On start? Yeah, you can.
Like, how the hell Carolines aren't going to stop Jaguars? Your mountain
They're
troopers
not.
will.
Your best hope is horse art behind the walls, but that means on the other side you will be vulnerable because you're gonna get rolled over inside the natives.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, even if you show the Age 4 siege card, or maybe it doesn't even need the Age 4 siege card to box. But still, like, I feel as if that's legit strat to box Sweden. Because, yeah, like, even if you don't get in, you're still going to claim natives for free, aren't you? Like, Sweden's start army is terrible.
Yeah,
Especially on a
exactly.
map like this, where you have multiple different avenues, and usually, uh, because of the fact that one of the native posts kind of spawns right around where you want a wall, this portion over by the river is almost always a pain in the butt to get
Yeah,
a good walling setup, and it makes it
yeah,
very easy to rush it and get in on that side.
yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, Sweden really doesn't want to build delete either. Because
Yep.
it trades at what, like 2 minutes or 1 minute 45?
Nah,
Yep.
this matchup you must trade earlier. If you don't, you will just
Yeah.
lose. There is no way you can
Well,
trade late on this matchup.
okay, well, whatever the case is, it trades late, right? Its resources, its gold is not going to be great at the start. So, like, well, my point is that you can't really build delete, or not that
Yeah,
much, you know?
if you trade in a minute earlier, it still isn't going to change the dynamic there.
Yeah. So maybe Volty starts with like 5 horse art on the walls or something, if he thinks the box is going to happen.
I mean, you
Kind
can
of
do
an
that.
interesting,
Maybe that'd be a good use for K shot. I don't know.
yeah,
Yeah.
kind of an interesting adaptation. We were talking about the fire pit and when you should macro vills on. He actually used the 8 vill shipment to speed up training the warrior priests,
Yeah.
which is kind of a interesting adaptation.
It's good, but still it's best to have the pit fully on warrior priest once you are on H3. So right
Yep.
now
How much?
he's behind in terms of the boom.
Yep.
How much has Ragnar played Aztecs? I'm not sure if I have
Uh,
rarely seen him play Aztec.
he got some experience, but then not that much, I would say. I remember playing this matchup. I guess I played the exact same matchup in the exact same map versus Mez, and I would say probably it was one of the easiest game I've played. But
What, against
I don't.
Sweden?
Yeah, it's
Well,
quite easy
Aztec are old
actually.
Sweden, right?
Yeah, like there is no
Slingers are
way you
way
can
too good.
trade against slingers and elephants with Sweden. Like you just put like 20 eagle knights, the rest slingers and gnats, and that's it. You just roll. And on top of that, you get the map control like very fast.
Yeah.
Like
It's just it's eco is Aztec. I guess Aztec's eco is completely dependent on whether it's doing well or not, right?
uh well, if you do your boom right, your eco will be just fine. If not, then well, yeah, you're gonna have a problem.
I guess it's
But
Decan, so like every civ has good eco.
yeah, exactly. And also, well, you get extra 10% eco, so that's gonna be amazing food and wood gather rate and decent coin gather rate until you get infinite coin. So yeah, it's gonna be fine. Like, I don't like the fact that Volti plays 2 torps outside of his, like outside toward the wall placement. Like these torps gonna be denied, like destroyed like very fast. Probably both of them gonna be behind the walls. And having this torp here, which means he's not gonna chop these wood, and that means his wall gonna start from this section or this section. So that means Rachel can easily put few units with a mortar behind the wall and deny the gnats immediately on the start.
You know what would have
So,
been a sick deck? Oh,
mm-hmm.
sorry.
Go on.
Um, imagine if imagine if Sweden went heavy cannons with the -1 pop card instead of this
Against
like
Aztec?
stonemason and K shot. Like you went because like heavy cannons obviously have like way more HP than horse art, so like the eagle or the arrow knights would. I don't know. I feel like there's something there for Sweden.
I like Ego heavy cannons versus Aztec is like not really good idea. Because there's going to be downtime on the heavy, and you need, like, usually 2 or 3 of them to pop off against Aztec. And, well, you're not going to have that opportunity because, like, you're getting the pressure, and then this map is rather big. So if it was, like, a more of a heads-up map, where you could place like 2 factories here and that the fight was here, then you could have like dropped both factories into heavy and then just like spam it into the fight. It doesn't matter if they're died, because like most of the time you'll get the value out of them before they die. But like in a map like this where you have to play everywhere and it's like almost a 3-section map, you shouldn't do that. Wait, Volties?
Oh man, there's... Yeah,
Wait.
sorry.
What? What? Why is Volty on plantation now?
Yeah.
I don't know, he's just going on there early.
Like,
I've done
why? Bruh, there is like 1, 2, 3 gold mines next to you, and why the hell would you gather gold from plantation? Oh god, okay.
But it's still bigger gather rate than the gold mine.
Befell?
It's
Even without the
not.
cards.
No, it's gold mine is 0.93 without movement. Plantation is
yes, yeah, it's not
0.83
moving. Yeah,
with
right.
moving.
Yeah. I didn't think about moving. Yeah.
Oh god. Okay, never mind.
Yo, is Ragnar stuck?
Oh shit, is he? Oh god.
I mean, his explorer's in a really weird place.
I believe he's... wait, no.
I mean, he's deep in that forest.
Oh, I think after the wood spawn, he's like stuck inside. Yeah. Maybe Volty have to like delete that and then he just go out, because like you don't want the Aztec explorer inside the Rico.
Well, he could just make an outpost.
Yeah, he can.
Like, don't upgrade it. Don't upgrade it, and just have it a single
Yeah,
shot.
just kill it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can be done also. Sure. Alright, so Rachel is already going to Imperial.
Is Mercs a good idea against
Yeah, 100%.
Aztec?
100%. Like, what you need to beat Aztec is Skirm and muskets. And right now, Volty only have the muskets. So he have to he needs to rely on all these mountain troopers to beat Aztec.
Well, would you use the church tech?
No, in natives, no. You shouldn't do that in natives.
Okay.
Unless
Well,
the native...
the wood drain is too
yeah,
high.
yeah. Unless the nats cost gold instead of wood, then yeah, you can. But if they cost wood, no. Is Napoleon gun worth using aging up with mercs? They are fun to use, but I wouldn't say they're good to use. They're not a good unit overall. But they're fun.
What, are leather cannons artillery or are they ranged infantry?
They're artillery and infantry. I guess they... I think after that you send that card, they will have infantry tag. I don't know if I'm correct or not, but they have the artillery tag. Anyways.
Imagine a world in which you could use leather cannons against Aztec and you can't, and arrow knights don't counter them. Like, this is totally the map that you could do that with, because obviously you have berries, like your food is going to be really good. Ragnar's just got out, by the way, he's not stuck. But still, like, that could be... I feel like this map, Deccan for Sweden, opens so many different strats.
I mean, the thing is, if you use that, it's a unit that costs wood. It's gonna tank your wood in native. It's not really a good thing to do.
Right, yeah. I guess Sweden has no room to, I mean, you can use vills, but it's just not very efficient, right?
Yeah, then like the value of the mercs with the church card out of natives is that it's kind of a way to spend the excess wood that you're getting from your torps,
Yeah, it
as
balances
opposed
the
to
eco.
just sitting on it.
Yeah.
But it definitely is a net negative when you're making natives that are wood consuming, because you're not going to have the sustain unless, as you're saying, you put some vills on wood, and you don't want to do that. Usually because the safest spot to put them would be your trees around your torps, and that's just going to screw you anyway. So
Is the wood trade with Mexico still a thing? Yeah, you can, but I'm not really a big fan of it because like there are better options. Like doing wood trade, it's not as good as it used to be. It definitely gives you a good sustain, but it's not like perfect.
Doesn't it suck for 1v1 as well because it's just less trees?
Yeah, exactly. It sucks for why. I don't get it. Like every single game I've seen with Mexico so far in the tournament, everyone used wood trade. It's like people don't even know how Mexico works. They don't even know other builds. Like they just play one thing, and that's it. And of course, I'm gonna criticize this again. Not like I haven't said this during the last game that I casted. Like, why on earth would you overlap economy buildings that villagers gonna move around? Like, there's gonna be shit ton of time that two villagers go here, two villagers go here. They will keep hit each other, go back and forth until they can find the spot. Like, why would you do that? Like, just place all of them in like one direction.
they do that enough on one building all on their own.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine if there's like more overlaps. Look at this. 1, 2, 3. I'm not gonna. I mean, this is okay because it's like already far. So about this, for those who haven't seen the other video, which I've already explained. So this square around this triangle, sorry, rectangle around your economy building is the location that the villagers will walk and work. So this location should be clean of anything. You shouldn't put it into the trees. I hope Rachel didn't, thank God. You shouldn't put it into the trees. You shouldn't put it into the mines. You shouldn't overlap like this. You shouldn't build buildings too close to it. So if you do that, there's going to be a lot of moments where villagers just walk to, like, they will try to, for example, let's say, like, this is somewhat overlap. So they will try to work on this spot, but then since this spot is filled, they will just go back and forth, and then eventually go another location. So there's going to be a lot of downtime. Don't do it. Thank you. You can tell Volti just 1v1 that low and show him the error. I mean, he plays Blitz all the time, so I guess he's like, I believe this was a thing, like this pathing was a thing in Nila as well, and I believe Volti is a Nila player, so why would you still do that, considering you know how shitty the pathing of the units are?
I suppose maybe the thought here was just to compact the base that little bit more, because we can see he's got quite a few walls on the river side, and that is actually a good thing here for the reason we were talking about of like jag rushes and the like. That spot tends to be the weak spot in the base because of the native posts there. And then if your eco kind of stretches over by even one more building, you might have 1 to 2 layers less on the walls, or not be able to fit military buildings in. So perhaps there was a little bit of, I'd rather give up a bit of efficiency here in order to compact the base just that hair bit more and get the extra layers of walls in against Aztec.
You could say that to convince him and yourself, but I'm not really following that actually. Because you can easily fit your buildings in a way that it will be efficient. Like, why is this building here? Why you didn't chop this? Because you know you need the space on the start. So why that? Why the factories are not squeezed further into the trees? Like, you can definitely try to squeeze building into each other, so you will have all of your economy buildings in the good spot. Like, another
That's
thing,
true.
on these two barracks, they're gonna have the shittiest pathing ever. Like,
Oh yeah, one of them's like pointed
yeah, like,
opposite direction of
especially
where you
the,
want the units to
yeah,
spawn.
especially for this barrack. No, wait, for this one, it's gonna have the shittiest pathing ever. Most of the time, it's gonna have like Carlins or anything walking to here, and then they'll just go around it. I mean, of course, if this spot is filled with infantry. If not, then they'll just go to the direction, which is mostly here, I think. But yeah, these are like small things that make difference in the game, but people don't even pay attention to it. He didn't chop it because he's Sweden. Exactly, he didn't chop it because he's Sweden. He could chop it because you need to chop for these torps, but he didn't. And well, he decided to make a forward torp instead of torping here, which he would have been able to get the same gather rate as this with these trees. Efficiency. All right. Ooh, Rachel is spamming the shit out of the buildings.
Frankie in chat is asking why Volti took the Age 1 food card. So that's specific to this map. On this map, you get the Bhakti natives, and they give you a 40% boost to your berry gather rate. So this deck is a variation specific for the map Deccan with Sweden, where you're taking the Age 1 and Age 2 food cards that boost berry gather rates in addition to refrigeration, because you'll actually have a very good gather rate on berries, and you can infinitely send your berries. So it takes one of the biggest weaknesses of Sweden, which is that after their uh, food trade runs out, they are kind of screwed, and it removes it because instead they're able to uh, sustain using the infinite berry card and the combination of their other cards with the native tech quite well.
Yeah, exactly. So as you can see, the berries are already spawned once, because you usually send it once during the boom. So after you get this tech, and of course after you have sent that, usually you should send one villager on each of these berries. So that's 20 torp, 20 berries, so 20 villagers. You will have a very solid food gather rate. So that's gonna delay that timer that you usually have with Sweden on food. Actually, I would say you won't even have the timer anymore because your food gather is gonna be amazing. So once in a while, you just have to click on the berry, so a new berry will be spawned, so your villagers won't go idle, and that's it. Talking about efficiencies, Volti just sent Stonemason. Amazing.
I never realized before, but oh my god, are Aztec buildings OP.
Aztecs,
Yeah,
what?
they're very tanky.
Oh, the
Very tanky
buildings?
build.
Yeah.
They're so OP.
Like, imagine this with Town Dance. It's so amazing.
All of them
14
become
build limit
forts
on
effectively.
Warheart,
Yeah.
4k HP, 60 damage, 24 range, and then the Noble Heart is 6,000
6K, yeah.
HP,
Yep.
90 damage, and 43 for 24 range.
And this
It's
is without
amazing.
improved buildings, without the town dance that boosts building HP. This is just base stats.
And you get 14 of each. That's just
Yep.
nuts. That's so
That's
crazy.
why heads up, if you build a very deep Aztec base, it's super difficult to actually push them because
Yeah.
you're just sieging forever to try and clear the buildings.
Yeah, and Arrow Knights is so good
Yep.
for taking out artillery.
By the way, Chadash, but as a caster, it is my responsibility and Fed and also Bag's responsibility, or any caster, to criticize players on their mistake and point out their potential move that they could do better or not do. So that's the thing about caster.
Yeah, I mean, I've been looking critically at forward base layouts and the like as well, talking about pathing in games. I think this is something that a lot of people don't really consciously put a lot of effort into thinking about when they build stuff. Obviously, someone like Volti is at least thinking about it to some extent, but even a top level player can still make mistakes and can still learn and grow with the game.
Exactly.
So
Why you bully me?
I mean,
I do think it's
talking,
fair game to criticize base
yeah,
layout and the like.
exactly. So talking about layout mistakes, Volti doesn't have a single stable or artillery foundry inside his native. So again, this is a huge mistake. So as you say, Chadash, as a top player, which you call Volti, he shouldn't have such mistake because this is your native. This is like the one of the objective, like most important objective of the game. Like if Aztec secured this, you're like dead. Like 6 barracks. What are you trying to achieve there? He's gonna spam
To be
slingers
honest,
into
logic.
Carlins.
No. I think the
I could
logic is
understand skipping the stables because, quite frankly, cavalry feels kind of pointless against Aztec anyway. Between Eagle Knights, Jaguars, and instant pikes, it's pretty hard to make cavalry that effective against Aztec unless they're massively mispositioning or screwing up their comp. But I definitely agree there should be some foundries in here. You're going to want heavy
N-
cannons, or not
no,
heavy
no,
cannons,
no, no,
horse
no.
art.
No, I disagree with both. If you look at Volti's deck, he has no engineering school.
Uh,
He's not planning to rely on artillery.
yeah, but still, you should have stable, man. It doesn't matter if Aztec, you're just gonna assume, yeah, Aztec gonna have the best anti-cavalry. It's still, when you see your opponent have this, you can just spam the shit out of the slingers because you know he's gonna only make Carlins. He doesn't have a single stable to counter your slinger, so you're just gonna constantly trade super efficiently.
That's true.
Yeah,
You're
I understand
taking
that.
the threat
Like
away
late,
in a sense by building it this way and giving away the info.
Yeah.
but the thing is, how this game is going to go is that Sweden has no chance against Aztec's star army, right? And obviously, yeah, Cav is useful under certain conditions, but your only train card is fencing school. If you had engineering school, I would agree. I'd be like, yeah, sure. Like, if you send engineering school early, then put an artillery foundry in your FB. But the fact that he has no engineering school means that he's going to have 6 barracks to just spam Carolines from.
Still
Because he's going to lose the
actually.
start fight.
Yeah,
He's
gonna
going to
lose.
lose the start fight. So what units do you want to rebound with? It has to be Carolines. You're not going to use Cav. Like, Cav ain't going to do anything against all the Jags. So, like, yeah, like, without engineering school, then what's the point in having artillery foundries?
Well,
Like, you just want to spam as many
it
Carolines as
gets
possible
to a
and try and hold
point.
on to the nap.
It gets to a
I'm
point.
kind
Like
of surprised that he also has writing school, but not engineering school. Like, that part of the deck
nah, you need
feels
writing
super
school for the
bizarre.
But that's for
nats.
the natives. It's
Yeah.
natives, dude.
No, I guess what I mean is, like, why would you take writing school? Like, I guess the thing I'm questioning is, why is stonemasons more important than engineering school in this deck?
I mean, yeah, that's.
I want to put it another way.
To be
But
honest,
maybe he's putting all of his APM into the 31 mountain troopers, and he's going to make it work. I don't know.
To be honest, considering the fact that he put case shot and not engineering school, it's another mistake because you're having case shot relying on horse artillery if you're not gonna have horse artillery defending your car lanes, then what's the point of having case shot? And another point, Fed, once this is captured, the nearest artillery foundry is here. So you're gonna make mortars from there to here to deny this.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, he's going to have to make artillery foundries, like, way far back.
Yeah.
As soon as 40 is over. But
Oh, and also
I get the
he
logic. I
switched
get the
it.
logic of this. I understand where he's coming from. Where he wants to make his fastest training unit immediately.
Yeah,
and as many,
but...
many of them as he can. You know?
Yeah, but... Like, ideally 4 barracks is enough to counter that, considering the training speed and everything. 4 barracks is enough. At least he should have had, like, 2 stable and 1 artillery foundry nearby, like, at least here. Because, like, once you have only this, I bet Rachel have seen this. Yeah, he knows this. And look how easily he's gonna abuse this. Like, this is easily abusable.
Did you take the ranged switch card? Or not?
Yeah, you should, because that's like extra HP. You need that. And also it makes your Carlins to trade better versus slingers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
If you're
later
mostly
on. You
making-
don't start with slingers, do you? Well, you have
well,
some, but you don't have like that
Generally
many.
speaking, no. You're usually going to go Jag heavy or Coyote heavy, depending on what you want to counter.
Talking about Jags, there we go.
He
So
should
yeah,
box.
I don't think
Yeah, he
he's
is
done that
boxing.
for
Knew it.
40, to be totally honest. I think that would be kind of troll with the Aztec start army. You know you're going to get melee rushed one way or the other, regardless of what unit it is.
Yeah.
So you definitely don't take the range switch right before 40 and then fuck yourself. But you do want to send it after, once you get into kind of the drawn out fighting phase. Then it's going to come in handy and be useful.
Yeah, I feel like immediately after, because like if there's a like this is the same HP as the team card, right? So like you could just send the team card instead, and then just immediately after the 40 is over, that's your first card that you send after the Jags have wrecked you. Because I feel as if like 15% HP is not going to be better than how much resist do they have? 20% resist.
Correct. The resistance is going to be more worthwhile. I would actually say snap block is more important here for the additional range before 40 than the resistance switch, because I'd rather
send
be
in case shot. Sorry.
More. Case shot as well is another option here to deal with mass melee.
Well,
he might have just taken case shot just to survive the start fight. Like,
I doubt
legitimately,
it.
like, because I feel like case shot is your best chance of killing Jags at the start. Like, Carolines are not going to do it if you don't have mercs. I mean, I guess he's got 31 mountain troopers, but still, it's not going to be enough to kill this amount of Jags, especially as the worry about Ragnar boxing is going to be on Volti's mind as well. So, and the best way that he can counter that is case shot, like hands down. So maybe that's the logic that he was going with. I'm just trying to suss out why he's doing the things that he's doing.
To be honest, like Rachel can easily deny the horse art by just sending like 10 or something arrow knights. Like 10 should be more than enough. Just send 10 arrow knights with the Jags and that's it. Easily denied.
He's actually leaving his mountain troopers inside the base, so that's going to be the box defense. Where is Ragnar sending those Jags?
I'm surprised he's not leaving the horse artillery in the base too. I think I'd want to have both the mountain troopers and the horse artillery if I'm expecting a box. And if you kind of look at what Pop is, why is he just bringing the box directly to the fight?
He's not boxing, I don't think.
Wait, why no one is voting for Rachel? Why is everyone voting for Volti? By the way,
Chadash... This is like heavily Aztec.
Yeah, by the way, Chadash, we will discuss about that later. I'm not gonna go through it over the stream, but I guess I need to highlight some stuff for you, so you will know what is the difference between like caster's criticism and being like, yeah, he's doing bad and he's doing mistakes. But yeah, we'll go over it later.
I assume he's going to right-click the nap posts or not. Really quick building by Volti. Obviously, the stonemasons is paying off here. 4 outposts go up super quick. Horse art in a nice position. In case shot range for the Jags. I don't think they're being targeted by... Oh, they are being targeted by Arrow Knights. Okay.
Fed, are you ahead?
Am I?
Yeah, you are.
I'm not
like
looking at the stream.
I'm like 5 seconds to the fight.
Oh, shit. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'll bring up the stream.
Alright, so there we go. The fight is about to start. Surprised Rachnar didn't send a single Jaguar or unit to the other side to deny the native. He could have done that easily. But he's going like kind of all in into the Nats. The outposts are being spammed rather quickly. Rachel is not really using his mortars. It look like the best thing you can take. Oh god, this is just popping off very badly for Rachel. Those case shot. Oh god, look at the horse art. Oh. Did you see the horse art, Fed? Walking in
Bro,
to get in. So
your game timer.
Well, it's 40:58 now.
Okay.
So the horse art just walked into the units and then died. I mean, it was just walking in to get the case shot.
Probably misclick them, and then they, end up dead. Not ideal, not what you want. I am surprised that the Jags were just used directly in the fight. I really expected a box attempt on the base, something just to kind of set up more splitting. We know Ragnar's style as a whole is very split-oriented, so just kind of surprising to me that he opted to just kind of bash the army in directly here. I feel like that's going to hurt him quite a bit by denying more map control that he could have taken using his really large aggressive start army.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, like, I guess he just wanted to secure the Bhakti, but he could have done that the other way around, like just mix some units to the other side, apply pressure there. It doesn't seem like he's doing anything on this side of the map. And I think Volti is trying to go in with the chakra, so we shouldn't be able to get anything, to be honest. It's not really that dangerous.
Yeah.
I think Volti's doing a bloody amazing job. He's actually, the fact that he's actually able to make zoning walls with outposts.
Oh god! Oh.
Is something that he probably shouldn't have the luxury of doing against Aztec, but
why Rachel didn't send the conversion? Oh god, that's quite bad actually. That hurt him a lot. Oh god, his wood. Yeah, his wood went to none. Oh god, that's a blunder.
Mountain Troopers are so giga-tad.
He's already down to 300 wood. This is going to make it basically impossible to keep producing heavy natives. I mean, you can see he's not making any at all right now.
Yeah, he should go idle on the mats for now.
Yeah, but even if he goes idle, with only 12 bills on wood, it's going to take a while to build enough of a bank to be back into a position where you can start to produce them. I'm also not loving the amount of coyote runners in the mix here. They're really not going to do much.
Yeah, they're definitely not a good unit to have. Like, considering the fact that you have the natives, you should, like, immediately, like, even if you're low on wood, just trade some wood with the market, just maintain making the nats because they are more cost efficient and they are more effective than coyote runners. So yeah, totally agree with Bags on that.
I mean, the thing is, Sweden actually has a pop advantage against Aztec, obviously. So, not going artillery, I feel like it's like actually kind of paying off. I mean, look at it; just looks so outnumbered, the Aztec army.
Yeah, especially with the chakrams and the mountain troopers in the mix. Like, this is basically a pure infantry army. There's one cannon in it and a couple of hussars running forward. But he's really just kind of relying on the full range composition here, and then the elephants putting it in here to help deal with the slingers. And to be quite frank, if those war elephants get on top of the slingers, they're gonna melt them anyway.
Oh yeah. Well, he can't. Yeah, I mean, he's making the Bhakti temple now.
Yeah.
So, but I assume Ragnar's gonna. Is he popping artillery? He's not popping mortars. So he doesn't.
like-
I mean, he has 11 arrow knights, so he can target the nap post, but he didn't. So Volti's managed to get that up. He's still got all the
Ragnar.
upgrades to do though.
Rachnar really hurted himself by not sending the conversion cost early. Like, right now he's dead on wood and he can't make the natives. Like, he's technically playing without natives against natives. And also I'm surprised he's not playing the map at all. Like, he's not really doing anything on the map.
Yeah, I'm very surprised, especially for Ragnar. He's the kind of player that I expect to be splitting very aggressively no matter what the matchup is. He's down to basically no wood now. I mean, this looks rough.
Yeah.
The thing is, he's against a really rock solid Sweden economy. Like, taking this late is. I mean, it's gonna take so long to drain this amount of resource from Sweden.
Yeah. Honestly, by the time he is even in danger zone on his food, the berry tech will kick in. Like, he hasn't even sent the gather rate cards for berries yet, but once he sends all those and adds a couple bills onto the berries, it will be GG. Ragnar kind of recognizing that, and GG's out here.
Yeah.
Oh wait, my head.
That was a
you quit it.
that was a very bad mistake by Rachel, actually. Like, he just drained himself on wood and then immediately stopped making nets because he doesn't have wood. Like, he lost the pressure. Dude. Yeah, it's unwinnable now because he lost the pressure and your opponent have the natives already.
Yeah. Sorry for spoiling. I'm apparently a little bit ahead of what I'm seeing on the stream.
The thing is, like, he doesn't even have any sort of wall right now. Oh, he's already GG. He doesn't have any sort of wall to, like, potentially slow the push and then try to play the map. So yeah, that was, I would say, a rather big blunder by Rachel.
Yeah, and I think the aspect I would kind of nitpick the most is the start positioning of the army. This is kind of a trend too. We saw this in a series against Julian, where he had the unfortunate run of the Opries directly into the Peruchiks. Just not a, like, you got to be very careful when you're trying to do these kinds of heavy rush strategies where you're making a ton of jaguars or something like that. You need to get value out of it, otherwise you're just going to be massively behind.
Yeah, definitely. Like, his boom is also not the best, like, considering his decon should be around like 200k boom, like 195 at least. Volti the 246k. Like, okay, look at this. Considering how late Volti traded, against such aggressive civ, he should have been punished. Like, he should have been in a point that he have like 0 coin, but he wasn't, unfortunately. I guess like Ragnar kind of blundered by not taking the control over the second native. He should have been able to do that easily. Like, at least just deny it. Like, that's it. You don't have to control it. Like, easily could have denied it on the start. And then the biggest thing that probably I would say caused him the game was discard. Like, he didn't send it during the boom, considering the fact that these units are super expensive in terms of wood. That really hurt him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think the box would have paid off better, personally.
Box. Yeah, I
Because
mean, you will pull your opponent attention. Like, all those horse are like decent amount of units had to come to this point, and I'm not sure if I said it or not. I think I was thinking about it but didn't say it. But there are a lot of holes in Volti's wall. Like, even here, like here, here. Like, he could definitely squeeze those jags into the eco, like, rather quickly. Like, even from the middle, that's like, okay, one wall, and then there's space, 2, 3, and then 4. Wait, not even 4, because there's open gap here. So it's only 3 layers into his eco.
yeah, but even if it fails, the reason why I say like box is a good idea is because even if it fails, you still claim Nat for free because the star army is so much bigger
Yeah,
than
exactly.
Aztec.
Yeah.
So like would
It's
have
about forcing your opponent, when they have the smaller army, to split their army into multiple
Yeah.
places and try to
or
defend.
Vildely, which is not a good idea against as Sweden.
Yeah.
Trading. So I was very surprised that Ragnar actually decided to just do a really standard heads up fight.
So Kitty's
whatever.
pointing out he left the skirms in the base for the box. I see that point, but I think you can still go hit the walls, maybe
Yeah,
pull some units
those
over to
skirms-
force the defense, pull
Yeah.
back. It's really about the pressure you're exerting on the map and the way you're trying to pull your opponent around so that you can get a favorable position on the map. Not necessarily about whether or not the box attempt succeeds
Works,
and
yeah.
actually gets in the base.
Because if you like, Volti was able to build 3 outposts and a racks like right at the the outpost, which like that shouldn't really be possible against Aztec. Like, you should be at your base walls. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
like, very quickly.
Like, that's what the Star Army does for you for Aztec, but that didn't
Yeah.
happen for whatever reason. I'm not sure why it didn't happen, but yeah.
Yeah, let's say Rachel wasn't having his best game of the day. I believe are they gonna play the second game now or a bit later?
I